Tennis Channel's team at Roland Garros, pictured here with the great Lindsay Davenport. And in 2012, this duo called one of the biggest upsets in tournament history. You had Serena Williams taking on Virginie Razzano. Take a listen to this.
Questionable call. It's over. A shocker at the French Open. For the first time in her career, Serena Williams loses in the first round at a Grand Slam. Virginie Razzano with an incredible turnaround.
A call for the ages. The man, the myth, the voice joins us here on Tennis Channel Live. Ian Eagle, great to have you on the program. Obviously, normally at this time, you would have been just finishing up March Madness for CBS, getting ready to start the NBA playoffs for TNT. And then 6 weeks from now, we'd all be joining together in Paris for Roland Garros. How are you adjusting to all this time?
Well, first of all, it's great to see both you and Chanda, Steve, and you're right. This has been a very stunning turn in all of our lives and very drastic. So the way my schedule works this time of year, very busy and routine-based. NCAA tournament into the NBA playoffs, and then I cap off my broadcast year with the French Open. But the domino effect, as we know, has changed everything. It's been very surreal to go from 120 miles per hour to 0. But I put on a jacket. I got dressed up for you.
You look great.
You look, Ian, like you've prepared for this moment. Have you been doing a lot of at-home teleconferencing? Have you, kind of worked to keep the chops still, on fire here?
Chanda, yes. Very, very important to do a mock play-by-play in the street, just as cars go by. Just call the action, whatever I can get my mind into. The reality is you do have to stay engaged, and I think like so many people out there, you find yourself going down these rabbit holes. And if you're a sports fan, there is so much available. I've really enjoyed your conversations every day here on Tennis Channel, keeping us entertained and also reminding us of some of the great moments throughout history. The French Open is near and dear to my heart because I've been a part of the coverage for Tennis Channel now for so long. So the red clay really resonates with me.
And let's go back to 2012, that massive upset when Serena Williams went down. She was up a set. She was up 5-1 in that second set tiebreak. What do you remember from those moments?
What I remember is being in the broadcast booth with Lindsay Davenport and a little bit of insight into preparation for play-by-play. When you're dealing with someone who is such a huge underdog, you try to get as many of those tidbits in early because you don't know how long a match is going to last. So there was a lot there with Razzano. She had dealt with terrible tragedy. Her former coach and fiance passed away from a brain tumor just prior to the French Open. So she was still dealing with that. And let's face it, she was not expected to win this match. And one of the great things about sports is that there is a sense of mystery and the unexpected can happen. So for Lindsay and I think there was a general feeling that Serena was going to problem solve at some point late in that second set or in the third set. She would just take over. But Razzano's roller coaster ride with fatigue and nervous moments, she was cramping at one point. The fact that she got to the finish line to this day is still stunning because nobody could have predicted it.
Yeah. In all your years, obviously that probably the biggest upset you've called at Roland Garros, maybe even in sports history. What are some of your other memories from being in Paris?
I remember a match in 2009, very similar in that when we get our schedule at the start of the day, we get assigned certain matches. And this match was not necessarily a featured match. It was Novak Djokovic against Philip Kohlschreiber, third-round match. It was over on court 1. If memory serves, Djokovic had some scheduling issues where he had to make up a match based on either darkness or weather. and his schedule got bunched up. But this was not a headline match. The way that Kohlschreiber handled him was almost surgical. It was 6-4, 6-4, 6-4. Djokovic had gone to the semifinals in back-to-back years prior, so he was a factor that year. We thought that maybe this could be a breakthrough for him at the French Open, and he just didn't have it on this day, and it was one of those last-moment decisions. Get the announcers out there to make sure that we're covered on this because it was unexpected, and we jumped in that final set, and Kohlschreiber just had one of those perfect afternoons in Paris.
Well, talking about, big upsets like this, I mean, for Serena, first time losing in the first round of a major. I mean, it's incredible that it took that long for her to lose a first round match. I mean, it can happen to anyone. But in the midst of calling that match, it usually feels like there's a certain time where you can maybe tell, okay, this is going to go not like we expected. Serena was up 5-1 in the second set tiebreak. It looked for all the world like she was going to close that match out. At what moment did you really say, okay, this is going to happen? Or did it ever happen before match point?
I think the moment, Shanda, was when Lindsay Davenport grabbed my wrist and she just started squeezing. And I quickly realized that Lindsay thought it was going to happen, which meant I thought it was going to happen. You're right. The entire match, the general feeling was that Serena would make it happen. She would figure it out. And also the way that Virginia Razzano was struggling physically. There just was not this concept that she could pull through. And everything that had led up to it did not lead us to believe that this was feasible. But it's a reminder of why we fall in love with these events and these moments. That will live forever. Obviously, it's probably the biggest moment of Razzano's career and will never be matched because of just what was on the line for her, the stage. And for Serena, it's one of the forgettable moments in this incredible career, but one that I'm sure, even with everything that she's accomplished in her lifetime, still occasionally creeps into the back of her mind and reminds her what happened on that afternoon at Roland Garros.
And you were the guy there to put it into words. Pretty special stuff. This summer, Ian, here at the LA Tennis Channel studios, there was a new play-by-play guy who came in. The name was Noah Eagle. What do you know about him? Yeah, same last name as me, same look as me. He's certainly ripping off a lot of my methods, but I'm okay with it because it's family. It's my son, Noah Eagle, who just has a real love for tennis. He's play-by-play announcer for the Los Angeles Clippers out in L.A., so he's calling me dude a lot. I've noticed a change in that as well. And before we wrap up, I just want to check with you guys. Is Jim Courier just ready to go at a moment's notice? Can we just pop him up? Yeah, for sure.
Whenever we want.
There he
I'm
is.
ready,
Where's
Bert.
the
I mean,
blazer?
I'm ready for the next segment, but I'm just checking in on you, listening to the nice grooves. I think I'm not quite as close to you as Noah, though. Isn't he just in the room next door? Is he up yet?
Yeah. He's over here, but he hasn't shaved in a while, and I don't know. He's gotten shy out of nowhere. Jim, you look good, bud.
Very odd.
Is that a bobblehead? What's that bobblehead deal behind you?
Skype moment here.
That is a bobblehead that a fan sent of me and my son. There are insane people out there, Steve. I don't know if you've heard.
I have not. We hope, Roland Garros is still on the calendar, September 20th, October 4th. I don't know if that's going to fit into your, multi-talented schedule, but hope to see you in Paris.
I would love to be there, and I'm thinking about you guys. It's great to be with you today. I'm going to keep watching like everybody else. You're providing just endless entertainment for the tennis fan, and it's been a joy. So stay safe, everybody, and thanks for having me today.
All right. Tell Noah we said hello.